Hey everybody, Zas here. We're going to go for another Legacy Cube. So the last one we did ended up being a kind of Planeswalker deck that I think was stronger than I had originally thought it gave it credit for. Had one big misplay I think that cost me 2-1 record and a 1-2 record. That was not exiling Thragtusk, but instead just assuming that one blocker, just shooting down Thragtusk, leaving him with a 3/3 beast, and then assuming that my blocker would be enough, and he had removal for my blocker and killed me. If I had exiled, I think I would have had much higher probability of converting that to a win. So that was definitely a lesson in a couple lessons. One in playing with the opponent's outsar instead of playing like kind of to conserve resources, and the second one was also that I think. A slower deck can be a lot better. Sometimes I go more for the aggro end of things, and this was a case where I misevaluated the draft. With that said, okay. A couple of cards I like here. I like Hellrider in red, and I also like Smuggler's Copter. I've found that that's a pretty sweet card. It's stronger than it looks. I don't play standard. I only play cube, so I didn't know how good this was, but it's pretty strong. And but Hellrider is such a fantastic red card. Kind of tempted to just take Hellrider here. Thing is, Copter is also good in mono red, and it's good in other stuff. I'm going to take the Copter. It's a little more flexible. If I do end up going mono red, it's great in mono red, but it's also good in just many other matchups. Whereas the Hellrider, if you take it, you're really committing to going mono red because it's a card that doesn't work so well in the sort of red X decks. So here, there's Geist of St. Traft, which is a card I'm a big fan of. There's also Vendilion Click, which is very strong. And Night Veil. Yeah, I wonder if I just take Click here. Click is pretty good. I do like Geist. I like Geist a lot, but I think there's more chance that the Geist would wheel, whereas Vendilion Click is better in a larger set of decks, so I'll take the Click. Okay, well, I'm liking the blue cards I'm seeing. The Venser's very good. If we end up wheeling the Geist, I'd be very happy. The green stuff's okay. GSZ is very good, of course. And now I'm kind of glad I didn't take the red stuff. The red stuff is pretty meh so far. Yeah, and I like Venser a lot. Let's see how this goes. I'd definitely be happy to wheel the Geist if we get this. Well, here... Yeah, Serendib is pretty good. I'll take a Serendib. You can do good stuff with, 3 power flyers. And we could still pair this with white, or black. Thassa, great. I'll happily take a Thassa. There's Liliana the Last Hope. She's very strong. But yeah, I definitely like Thassa here. If we do wheel the Geist, then that's a really nice combo as well. Ooh, Talrand. Talrand, and then there's also Warhammer. The thing is, we have actually 0 instants and sorceries so far. I'm going to take the Warhammer. I think it has putting a Warhammer on a flyer. Ooh, and Greaves, my favorite. Okay. My favorite equipment. Maybe I just take Colonnade here. I think Kega isn't that great. And Colonnade is really fantastic. Repeal. There's also Council's Judgment. Council's Judgment is such a versatile card. I kind of like the speed of Repeal, but I think, and then there's Seagate Oracle is also just a very nice card. I'm going to take the Judgment. I think it has a higher upside. I think this was the Geist pack, so we may not get it. May get it. But just the fact that this sort of untarget and non-targeted way exiles anything, it's extremely flexible card. Of course, I'm not as big a fan of the double white, but Geist came back. Wow, interesting. Hornet Queen came back too, so I don't think anyone's playing green because that was the only green card in the pack. But that's great. So we'll definitely be playing white here. And now I'm pretty committed to white-blue tempo aggro. There's Linvala or Terminus. I think probably Linvala. All right, and so I take just random cards. I'll put the land over here just so I can keep track of kind of my playables. Yeah, I like this start. Now, I like Anafenza, but the double white here concerns me. I think it's probably just Ancestral Visions, and then O-Ring is something I'd be happy to wheel. It's another, especially since it's a kind of cheaper to cast than Council's Judgment. But if not, if we can get Wharf Infiltrator, that's totally fine too. But yeah, I think just the card draw is pretty good. Remove Soul, the Quarter Paladin, Batterskull, and Day of Judgment. I think it's got to be Batterskull. Yep, that deck, that's just an equipment that houses people. This gives us a bit of a life. Gives our flyers durability. We're probably good on equipment. I don't even know if we'll play the Lightning Greaves, to be honest, but we could also go more white aggro-y. You know, these are great cards to go with. Speaking of white aggro, there is Gisela. Big fan of Gisela. Opposition, I don't think this is the deck for, even though it's certainly the most powerful card in the pack. There's Manatithe that I really like, and Muldrifter as well. I'm going to go for Gisela, you know, like a Grieved up Gisela. I think is more. Yeah. And I think I have to take Tundra. Be happy if I can wheel the Kithian, the Journey, or the Harbinger, but the Tundra is a must, absolute must play here. I like this. It's kind of my style, you know, tempo, aggro, blue. If we can pick up any of those counter spells, I know I passed a Remove Soul. some early plays like a Mother of Runes would be nice. I'll have to see how good Thassa is. She's, definitely not with all the artifacts I have, using up devotion slots in the white. Probably not Champion of the Parish. Maybe Land Tax. Land Tax is pretty good. Dromoka, one of my favorite cards. But yeah, I think it's the Stratus Dancer. We need some early stuff. So, Wrath and Entreat. I think it's Wrath. Yeah, Wrath is the sweepers are very powerful in this version of the cube. I think there's so many creature-based aggro decks, and I think Duplicate's a little on the expensive side. I'll go for a Blade Splicer. Okay, an interesting choice. There's the Threads of Disloyalty and Vanishing Light. Vanishing Light, overall pretty flexible, and this is... I think we take the light, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're not going to get... we have to pick, and this is better if we go Thassa, but I think the light is just the better card. And Afenza came back. Okay, I'll take her. Maybe you will be more splashy blue. And the Day of Judgment. As well as Maloku. I'm not the biggest fan of Maloku. I'll take the second Wrath. Ooh, and a Supreme Verdict. There's also Mana Tithe. Given that I have 2 Wraths already, and I find Mana Tithe very powerful, well, I'd rather take that. Okay, Journey to Nowhere. And sure, I'll take a Land Tax. So I don't know. Maybe we're not playing. It is a bit weird to play all these kind of low creatures and then Day of Judgment and Wrath, but maybe we can pick up an Elspeth, or well, there's an Entreat the Angels and Boris Reckoner. Yeah, I'll take an Entreat. So there's Wormcoil Engine, Future Sight, Delver, Student of Warfare, Ravages of War. I think it's Wormcoil for us here. And we may just not be playing Thassa at this point. We would basically never turn her on, so she would just be scry and can't block. Ooh, there is a Consecrated Sphinx. And this Bonfire of the Damned. That's kind of cool. It's like Entreat the Angels. Do I have that? Thought it was red, and now there's a white Bonfire. So weird. That's weird because I've had Bonfire before and it was red, so I don't know what happened. Anyway, Resto is certainly a great card. But I think it's Sphinx here. That's definitely the kind of high end that powers stuff out. Faith's Fetters is certainly alright, but I have Vanishing Light and Council's Judgment and the Shell Dock. I think we want to take the Shell Dock here. It's a free spell. Ooh. Daze and Miscalc. 2 cards I really do like. I like them both over Sphinx's Revelation. I really like Daze. I think this is the kind of deck where we're going to be tapping out, and it seems hard with what we've got to keep 2 mana up, and Days being free is really nice. And this makes 23 cards. 23 cards, but there is a Dragon Lord Ojutai, so we will absolutely take him. And we may be making some cuts. But yeah, that's exactly the kind of card that gives us kind of longer term staying power. Deep Analysis is okay. Card draw. There's Ranger of Eos. Power 1. Converted mana cost 1. That does nothing. So it's Parallax Wave or Deep Analysis. Dragon Lord draws us cards. Yeah, let's take the wave. I think it's a better side in. Ooh, Baneslayer. I do like Baneslayer. However, there's also just Preordain, and this kind of deck. Man, God, Greaves on a Baneslayer though. Greaves on a Baneslayer. How can you not? Yeah, how can you not? I just gotta. I don't think. Maybe we take out Linvala and Wrath here. Probably take out Anafenza. Maybe even a Blade Splicer. The Saradeeb is questionable, I think, as well. We have a nice life gain theme. Batterskull, Warhammer, Baneslayer, Wormcoil. I'd definitely be happy if I can get that Preordain. It's a fantastic card. But I think Baneslayer's value really goes up when you have Greaves. Ooh, and there is Elspeth. It's also Reflector Mage is very good. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can only take one, but I'm going to take Elspeth. Just wins games. In Future Sight, I think we will not play that. You got Bruna for Science. I always end up getting these two, and then it never works. Maybe just play Resto here. I don't think we're playing Upheaval. It's Bruna or Resto. Resto is just the better card. Yeah, she's just the better card. And yeah, we've got enough Wraths. I think the Relic as a sideboard card is better for us. And wow, that's a late Sphinx's Revelation. Huh. Didn't seem like green was super popular this particular draft. Well, our fixing isn't amazing, but it's reasonable. I like this deck. I think it's, we don't have the top end that we did in our last deck where we had, Karn and Ugin, but, maybe Warhammer isn't good enough. Maybe it's kind of win more. Yeah, I think I'll take out Warhammer, at least for now. And I wonder if the Copter is good enough too. We just don't have a lot of stuff to crew it with. There's nothing we can crew on 1, so the best we could do is play it on turn 2, and then turn 3 play a Geist and crew that. I don't think the Copter is doing it here. So maybe Future Sight. for like long-term value. Maybe Wrath is just good to have. There's so much aggro. And Future Sight for long game. We could play 18 lands as well. So let's see. Here I'm considering a Freet. I think a Freet's better than Blade Splicer for us. And Vala. Yeah, let's play a Freet. It's another thing to Greaves out. And there's Sphinx's Revelation, but we have Sphinx, Ojutai, and Ancestral Vision. I think those are better initial plays. Okay, so we'll play these three. And 7 and 7, that seems legit. Alright. So, kind of blue-white tempo aggro. Oh, let's remember to snip our deck here. There we go. Let's see how we do. And if you want to side into control, you know, there's like Entreat. Against aggro, we've got a lot of removal, so I kind of like where we stand. Alright, we will definitely keep. Start with an Ancestral. Alright, and now we just want to draw lands. Maybe we should just play 18 lands. Alright, I'll just journey that thing. He just did nothing. Did he have 6 through his turn? It's a bit strange. Oh, he just played Island, okay. Alright, we'll morph this. Is he gonna counter me? Alright. To draw now? Yeah, we do. So we counter that? Dismiss. Okay, that's good. Fairy, okay. Oh, we can still wrath that. Storm Breath, that's painful. Now land would be great for wrath. And that is not a land. Okay, Just gonna have to take it. And I think now we'd have to draw a land and have to not get countered, which seems pretty unlikely. Yep. So maybe we want an 18th land. Land tax seemed good. Maybe Serendib isn't that good. Resto, Gisela. Yeah, I think we just take Future Sight out and add a land. Okay. All right, we'll keep. Click on his draw step. See what he's got. Legacy's Allure, Thassa, Dragon, and Arc Trail. Well, Arc Trail is kind of problematic. Yeah, he can have Legacy's Allure. Let's take a snip of this. And yeah, let's take Arc Trail. Okay. You can end of turn Resto and then like untap and play something. Yeah, end of turn Resto and have the click. That seems good. I need to put the stop there. Okay. So you can attack with a Storm Chaser. That'd be nice. Okay, let's Resto. Control magic. And Titan. I think I'm more scared of the control magic than the Titan and the Allure, because I'll have the Baneslayer to get my life back. And then Elspeth and Batterskull. Yeah, I don't like control magic. Damn. Well, that's brutal. That's gonna suck. Attack. And I can always chump with Click if he plays the Storm Breath. Okay. Well, there's Wrath. And we know what he's got also, Titan. And Legacy's Allure. Seems like a great time to play a Batterskull and then try to bait him into a Wrath of God. Yeah, I think that's what we want. So now ideally he slams a Titan and then we get to Wrath. And if not, I guess we can just equip Batterskull and a Click and start to hit. And that's fine too. Okay. So we can Wrath and land tax even. That's pretty nice. Do we attack first? Well, we might as well. Just so it gets, because then this is going to die, right? Might as well attack with everyone. Okay. And now we can just play Elspeth. What's he got left in there? Allure. Consecrated Sphinx. Okay. Is it draw? No, I just search and put them into my hand. Okay. So 1, 2. 3. So a couple choices. I can play Elspeth and minus. I can, or just journey. I think Elspeth minus is right. He's got Sphinx, control mat. Yeah, Legacy's a lure. That'll take some time. What's Elspeth? We can be done. And next turn we can Baneslayer and Dragon Lord. Dragon Lord with Batterskull seems like it'd be pretty good. Because the Vigilance effect. Chandra. God damn it. Extinguish to each creature. Fine. So that means we now... basically means I have to Worm Coil, I think. And then maybe I can journey whatever defender he plays and then attack his Chandra with Vigilance. We're just taking turns playing Haymakers here. Okay. So he's okay with Chandra just dying here. Which means I can then play Ojutai. And I don't need to equip. I mean, I can also just deal 10 to him. But no, I think Ojutai being hexproof, that's got to be the way to go. Maybe I should be playing Future Sight too. I don't think so, though. That's what I cited out, right? It's been... got a lot of the same cards. So he's going to Magma Jet too. Okay. Luckily that means I still get to kill Chandra. Five, 6, 7, 8 mana. That's 10. this costs 5. So I can do 10 to him. That's not enough. I want to make sure that Chandra dies. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think what we just do is play Ojutai here. And then we attack. Chandra and attack him. And then if something bad happens, we can always bounce Batterskull. And the rogue, if he okay, control magic. Luckily, he can't control magic Ojutai. So that's really nice. Yeah, let's just see if he can deal with just gigantic Ojutai. Okay, that's fine. Allure. Okay. I think we equip on this. And doesn't fly, so we'll just attack. It's indestructible, so no point. And there's always the chance of playing a hasty Baneslayer. Okay, to Fairy. So we know he has control magic in hand. See if he has any answer to this. Okay. Great. You can go for a giant alpha strike. So we're pretty close. You could just journey. Target's only a single golem. So the advantage if I journey his Thopter is I get to hit him down to 1. Oh yeah, and then attack with a flyer. That's what I should do. Yeah. So we have it. We journey this thing. And then we can attack with... That's the only flyer, right? And we attack with a colonnade. All right. Well, it definitely made me feel like Future Sight would have been good. I like the Wrath. I don't want to play a second Wrath and take out like something weak like Saren did. I feel like Wraths are very good against him. And then maybe we just entreat the Angels. Or do I play Future Sight as well? We'll be second. Maybe Mana Tithe isn't that good against him since he's got Teferi. Stratus Dancer also maybe not that good. Future Sight pretty good. Gets us there in the long term. And we take out Mana Tithe in days and play. Just go for like a big win with a treat. All right. Try that. Let him out counter me. All right, let's do it. I'm going for the long game here. Okay, we'll keep. Ooh, Greaves. That's nice. Let's play a land tax. He's not going to play, okay? Then let's play... Did I play Greaves here? Let's see if he counters this. He counters. He does not counter. Alright, well, if you don't play... I'm going to let you go, because if you don't play a land, you have to discard. Ooh, so many lands. Alright. Let's try a Stratus Dancer. click him on his draw step. I think we do. To fairy. So in response, let's click. Dismiss future sight, storm breath. I think the future sight is what I want to see the least. Whereas the storm breath, if I know he has dismiss, I can play around that. But the future sight is sort of long-term problems here. So you can trail me here and start hitting. That's certainly pretty good. Three. So yes, now I land tax. So I think I resto here. Okay. And now he's gonna play Storm Breath. And then I can Wrath. What else does he have? Does he have a... So we saw Dismiss, Arc Trail, and Storm Breath. So we've seen everything now. So I think now we just Wrath. And then we can start Batterskulling and Elspething and stuff like that. Fencer. Kind of want to just Batterskull here just to get the life back. I don't. Maybe it's just Elspeth. Elspeth plus has to be like pretty scary. 5, 6, 7, 8. The other option we could do is do nothing and then Venser. Now let's just play Batterskull. Buyback. Okay. So we know he just has Forbidden Hand. So next, I think we pass and then we Elspeth and then Venser to protect. Okay. Now there's a Gisela that he can just take with Legacy's Allure. So if I play Gisela, he has to forbid with buyback. Let's see, how does this work? It would return. So if I play Elspeth, he has enough mana to forbid with buyback. I play Venser. Returning the forbid back, and he can still. So I think I need to take Gisela to play Gisela here, right? He's just casting it without buyback. So now if I Venser his forbid, that resolves. He gets a Venser's on the stack. Forbid goes away, but he can recast forbid on the Gisela, and that doesn't do a whole lot for me. So I guess I let that go through. And now I want to protect Elspeth, so I'm not going to try to cast her now in case he has another counterspell. So that's fine. Okay, Colonnade. He might have a daze or something like that. It'd be really like bad if that's what we end up losing to. So let's play Island. Let's try casting Elspeth. And then we can protect with Venser. Okay. And I might as well equip one. Attack. Do I attack? He can like take the other if he has Arc Trail or something. Nah, let's just keep it copacetic here. Let's not go crazy. Okay. Do we bounce that? So we can't stop it. Does bouncing it buy us anything?
Well, it buys us that he can bring Elspeth down to 2. But otherwise we can bring her down to 3. So I think we do bounce. Ooh, worm coil. That's pretty juicy too. And a hasty worm coil. It's gotta be good. So we know he has worm coil. If he has something that's double blue and activates Thassa, we want to make sure that Thassa doesn't, that we can still chump Thassa, right? So we want to, if we leave 3 guys back, he can take one to chump, one for the Venter. That seems okay. Okay. Attack there. And probably Day of Judgment is the best thing. Baneslayer's pretty good too. Hasty Baneslayer. Yeah, let's go for Hasty Baneslayer in the air. Should have attacked with the Colonnade too. That was poor. But at least now I'll have it on defense. Okay. don't forget I can activate this to chump. So now we're threatening Ultimate Elspeth. Okay. And we know he has Inferno Titan in hand, so this must be it. Chandra Flamecaller, okay. Just Pluster. Okay. +2/+2 flying. It's got to be it, right? Else emblem. Get a hasty. Cast. Flip on the Baneslayer. Yeah, that should do it. Alright. Well, that was fun. Ended up being pretty grindy, and all these cards would have been good, so I think it was right to slow down. Alright, let's see if we want to edit our deck. To be a little slower or something. So there's definitely... I think I do want to take out Serendib and put in maybe the Day of Judgment. Yeah, I think that's better. For one more mana, it takes care of way more stuff. And I do think I want to play 18 lands in this deck. So maybe just Mana Tithe. Maybe Land Tax. Let's take out Land Tax until we know directly. How many of each color do we have? Celestial and Tundra cancel, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, no, I definitely want 7 and 7. Okay, I like this. So we've got 2 Wraths. More land. And we can side in out Future Sight. Maybe Future Sight we just take out, though. Yeah, I'm going to take out Future Sight until I feel like I can side it in. I feel like there's so many aggro decks. But then what do I play? Maybe I just play Serendib after all. Yeah, we've got Consecrated Sphinx to draw cards and Ancestral. The Ifrit will just give me a blocker early, which I think matters. Okay. Unfortunately, this is a mulligan. And this is fine. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Put this on top. So it'll be a little slow on the vision, but we got a resto now. And hopefully we'll draw one land for resto to be relevant. Liliana, okay. So Ojutai will be helpful. What do you do? We just bluster? Okay. It'll be in a little while, but then next we've got Resto and Ojutai coming. Non-creature, non-land, okay, so he gets to mulligan too. That's good. And we can hit Liliana down. Definitely attack Liliana. Languish. Sure. Okay. So now we get to play a hasty Ojutai. I didn't get to draw my cards, but I did want to kill that thing. And if we can kill Ojutai, we still have Sphinx next turn to refill. Okay. So Sphinx or Worm? I think Sphinx and just draw while we can is what we want. Card into my hand. Probably Elspeth is what I want the most. Definitely draw. So now a living, it's gotta be a living death or something. Okay, on this, that's fine. Blockers. Three, four, 5, 6. So I'm guessing we just Elspeth now? Although, losing life is kind of bad. Maybe we just Worm Coil. 3, 4, 5, 6. Worm Coil and Shellduck Isle. I like the idea of getting our life back. Although I could attack with both. So maybe the safest thing is just keep up Stratus Dancer. Morph Stratus Dancer, keep up like Negate or something, and then kill him next turn. Then it's just 8 damage. That's probably the safest thing, right? If we're just going to like how to not die. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's attack first. So the plan is we're attacking with the Sphinx, and we're going to play Stratus Dancer as a morph. Be able to... We'll just take 8 damage. And then we're killing him next turn with like angels or whatever. Yeah. So let's attack first. So let's play Shelldock. And I guess Geist is probably what we want. And then we can play Stratus Dancer face down. And if he does kill this, we'll be at 2. And that's okay, because then we've got Hasty Beanslayers and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, he can't do it on the morph. So that's fine. We won't block. Just keep up Stratus Dancer here. End step, I guess I can play Click. Alright. And because that would have done 7, and then the flying. Yep. Okay. So black control. Future Sight seems good long term against him. So maybe I can take out the Serendib. It's not the fastest deck. Maybe I can take out Serendib and put in Future Sight. Okay. Maybe I should have added land tax. I think land tax is better. Since I'm going second. It draws me cards. Yeah. great. Mana Tithe. Council's Judgment. Gisela, I like it. Alright, well there goes Mana Tithe. Let's see what he takes. The Judgment. Okay. Okay, Tundra for days and Mana Tithe. You won't know I have them both. And I can click him on his draw step. Una's Prowler. He's on purpose, keeping up. So do I tithe and days? That seems kind of like a bit of a waste to me. You can have your stupid Prowler. Famous last words, I know. Reman my click, okay? All right. I feel like Gisela's just going to run into like infinite removal here. Probably better to just click again. And then we have Mana Tithe and days back up. Okay, don't care about Messenger. Hey, sweetie. Alright, so the thing I think we want to see the least is, I think, Gristlebrand. Massacre Worm is bad. Titan is bad, too. Yeah, let's take out Gristlebrand. So let's snip. Did I snip this? Sure. Don't care about that. And I'm happy to block his Prowler. Okay, so Day of Judgment I think we definitely want to keep. Remember, he's got Massacre Worm in hand, as well as Grave Titan. So does he also have a land? Did he play a swamp? I think he did play a swamp. So he might not have a land. So I think that makes it worth it to play Gisela for the... Because then I can always like play Baneslayer and stuff. And the other thing I know is since everything's a 6-drop, he's vulnerable to Mana Tithe. So I could just play nothing, but no, I think I need to play Gisela. So let's cancel. Let's attack with the click first. Because that way it doesn't like get hurt by Massacre Worm. Okay. And now we can play Gisela. Miscalc, huh? So now I think I daze. Because I can still Day of Judgment to get out of it if I really need to. Oh, I could have played the island again. Couldn't I have? Man, I'm so bad. Yep, should have replayed the island. What I should have done is I should have brought the Tundra back, recast, and I could have Mana Tithe. So that's just all around terrible. All around bad. Yep. Now I'm punished if I draw land. Zoom. Okay, I can't stop that anyway. Yeah, definitely drew a land and punished. Because could have had up Tithe to after Wrath of God. That's really unfortunate. That's what I get. Let's just Day of Judgment here. So let's see if he draws his land to play Massacre Worm. He did not. Okay. So I somehow got extremely lucky. So now what I think I do is I keep up Resto. Right? Or do I just play Ojutai and then don't care about his Massacre Worm? Maybe I just play Angel. Angel just really hurts him. And 2-turn clock? Yeah, let's do Angel. Sure. It's still 3/3 for a strike. Okay. Let's attack. And now, so the worst thing for me would be like Living Death. If you play Living Deaths, though, I can Wrath. But I think just, what could he possibly have? Like a Shouldered or something? A Shouldered or something is bad. But 4, 5, 6. He's only got 6 mana, so he can't play Shouldered. I think we just play like Resto. Keep up Resto, protecting the Angel. And then I can block with both. Because then it's Resto and Mana Tithe. Okay. Alright, 2-0 with our white-blue control deck. Alright, so for match 3, I have been citing out guys like Serendib and stuff like that, but I I still think that's right, you know, because if I do play like against some red or white aggro deck, I'm really going to need those cards. So yeah, I'll keep those, and then I do like the Day of Judgment, Wrath of God main deck. So yeah, I think this is good, and let's go for it. This deck has been pretty fun and pretty powerful. You know, the first trophy I got in this cube was also blue-white, although it was much more like top end. Yeah, I really think this 18 lands is the right call in this deck. You just really want to hit 4 land on turn 4 every time. Even though we don't go past 6, we have a lot of turns where we want to play 2 things at once. The Greaves have been really good. Surprising, because I usually think of Greaves as something that's better in an aggro deck, but yeah, they've been just, you know, the anti-removal aspect has been strong. Speaking of Greaves, okay, we will keep. Vision into Grieved Wormcoil seems totally fine. I'm pretty lucky with the turn 1 visions. Okay, here's the red deck. And here's where a turn 3 creature would be really good. Or a Wrath, of course. Yep. So do we survive? We shall see. Perfect, perfect. I'll just play a morph. Just anything at all. To stop the damage. A Wrath, of course, would be fantastic. So yeah, I think we want to side out as many of the 6 drops as possible. Just play as much early stuff as we can. Any kind of creature whatsoever. Interestingly, I'm not even sure if the Loxodon Warhammer plays or not, just because it's so slow, but I guess it really should play, you know. Okay, so we'll just block the puppy here. Okay, and that's bad. That's getting a little slow here. 2 turns? I don't think we're living 2 turns. So we're gonna need like a Baneslayer or something. Yeah, now I don't even know if the Wormcoil does it. I think we have to draw like Bane's. Oh, maybe we're just dead. This feels like we're just dead. 6, 10, 15. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, well. It certainly works. Yeah. Yeah, we weren't getting anywhere with that. Okay. So. Any kind of creature. So I think Aftanaza Blade Splicer. What do we take out? What do we take out? Maybe Sphinx is slow. Let's see Elspeth. Elspeth is probably slow. She's probably fine. Just as a 2/2. Play the Warhammer. Do I play Linvala? Doesn't seem that good. I mean, it's a creature. Over Venser. Venser blocks and just like delays though. Gisella's good. Maybe Click isn't fast enough, but it's still a creature. Maybe also same with Geist, but Geist is also still a creature. Maybe the counter spells. Maybe like Mana Tithe. Yeah, let's take out Mana Tithe and put in Linvala. And maybe Warhammer instead of Days. Okay. Can we survive the onslaught? Alright, I like it. 3, 4, 5. I'm just not going to play the Tundra in case he has a Wasteland. I mean, this, yeah, Wasteland. Okay, Blade Splicer next. But the only thing that could be better with this draw would be a Greaves. For us. Serendib, huh? No, I'll just play the Splicer. I don't want to take any damage. You can just go ahead and kill my stuff. Be happy to resto another one. Geist. Yeah, just in case he has all that hasty crap. Rather just flash in resto. Resto block and make more golems seems like the way to go. Blow up my Blade Splicer. If we draw another land, then we can Serendib and Geist. one, so at least he has to recast it. And we're coming in for 9 here. Could have like a Hellrider or something million like that. So I think let's attack with just, 2 things. Alright. That went well. So, more creatures. Anything I can play earlier? Just creatures, just creatures. I guess there's Parallax Wave. No, let's just try again, see if we can beat him on the play. Maybe the light's a bit slow and I want like another creature. I don't know. You can see that. And that's going to be a mulligan. Okay. Not great, but it's the best I've got. And that we can put on the bottom. Alright, dangerous. That is good, however. That's the best. Okay. Scary. Okay, that's good. Do we play Greaves or Dancer? I think we just play Dancer for a blocker. Yeah. Block. Judgment? No, I think I play the Colonnade Greaves and Judgment if there's something else that's more dangerous. now just try like heck to survive to Baneslayer. Graves on Baneslayer has to be amazing. Assuming he has some sort of like fiery confluence or something, then it's worse. But having this is still good. So ideally we draw land, we judgment whatever he plays, and then next turn is Baneslayer on Greaves. Now what's he deciding here? Koth? Yep, it's a Koth. That is a problem. So it hurts, but that's exactly the kind of thing we can just judgment. Yep. Geest. Well, and I think it's actually better to play Geest, equip, and hit Koth, isn't it? Because the angel can hit Koth and Geest can hit him, and then at least I have a creature. Attack him. Please just draw land. Draw a land. Please. Yeah, worst thing we could draw is a couple 6-drops in a row. Sarkhan. Okay. So that is also something we will be insta-counseling if we don't draw land. And 6. Damn. Okay. So I think we play Anafenza here, keep her on block, equip, and then kill Sarkhan. If he has another hasty thing, we're just dead. Okay. Warhammer. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. Well, we have to judgment that. think we also just have to attack with a Geist. We need to put him on a clock. Okay. Oh, shit. We'll be at 1. So... well, we're just in a have to draw land situation. Does it matter if we're at 1 or at 2? I think every point counts. So let's block. Thing is, if we block this, man, the Baneslayer. 5. 1, 2. So, okay, let's say we block this and we survive. Next turn we can attack with our Baneslayer. And we have 2 blockers. We'll gain 5. We'll lose 2. If we kill this, then we just have 1 blocker. No, I think it's right to block this thing. Come on, land. Is not the land. Okay, well, we did need the land and we lost. That's unfortunate. I felt like we had this. Okay, our only chance is that he somehow like F6s through his attack, which could happen. I've done it, so. Man, stumbled on the mana. Oh well. That is what the mono red deck tests you on, is can you execute. So even if you've got a lot of cards. And we're dead. Yep, by 1. Yep. Okay, well, that was still pretty fun. You know, I feel like I'm always saying this, but I feel like we had the potential of going 3-0 there. I enjoyed the deck, so thanks for watching.